In this example, we need to solve the rational equation 1 divided by x minus 4 minus 5 divided by x plus 2 equals 6 divided by x squared minus 2x minus 8. Well, to solve rational equations, we first have to find the least common denominator. And to do that, all our denominators need to be factored. X minus 4 is factored, x plus 2 is factored, but x squared minus 2x minus 8 is not factored. We could factor this trinomial by our usual procedures, but often in this type of problem, this trinomial will factor into the product of our two other denominators. So let's double check to see if x minus 4 times x plus 2 gives me this trinomial. So let's quickly check x minus 4 times x plus 2. If I FOIL it out, x times x is x squared. Outer, x times 2 is plus 2x. Inner, negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Last, negative 4 times positive 2 is negative 8. And these two middle terms in here add up to negative 2x. Is that what I have over here? Yes. Therefore, this denominator, x squared minus 2x minus 8, factors into x minus 4 times x plus 2. Remember, that won't work in every case, but if it works, it's very quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite my problem with this denominator factored, and I'm going to leave a little room around every term because I'm going to have to multiply every term by the least common denominator. So I have 1 over x minus 4 minus 5 over x plus 2 equals 6 divided by x minus 4 times x plus 2. So now all our denominators are factored. I'm ready to find the least common denominator. So I start with my first denominator of x minus 4. So I definitely have to have x minus 4. Go to your second denominator. Do I have an x plus 2 up in my LCD? No, so I have to multiply by x plus 2. Go to my third denominator. Do I already have an x minus 4? Yes. Do I already have an x plus 2? Yes. So my LCD is x minus 4 times x plus 2. Now we need to find the restrictions. Those are the values of x that make at least one of our denominators equal to 0. And the way we find that is you set your LCD equal to 0. So x minus 4 times x plus 2 equals 0. Two numbers multiplied together giving you 0. One of them has to equal 0. So you set x minus 4 equal to 0 and x plus 2 equal to 0. So on the first one, x minus 4 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides. We get x equals 4. On the second one, x plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2 from both sides. We get x equals negative 2. So our restrictions are x equals negative 2 and 4. If we get one of these numbers as a solution, we have to throw it out. It's an extraneous solution because it will turn at least one of our denominators into 0. So now I'm ready to solve my equation. I'm going to have to multiply each term by my least common denominator. And since this takes a little time to write, I'm going to put the video on pause. Notice I wrote my LCD as x minus 4 times x plus 2 divided by 1. It makes simplifying each term easier. So now let's look at the first term. I have x minus 4 in the numerator and the denominator, so those reduce. And what do I get left with? I get left with 1 times the quantity x plus 2. Second term, my x plus 2's reduce from the numerator and the denominator, and I get minus 5 times x minus 4 times 1, all divided by 1, so that's just 5 times x minus 4. equals, in the last one, the x minus 4's reduce, the x plus 2's reduce. I get 6 times 1 times 1, which is 6, over 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. So 6 over 1 is 6. So now notice multiplying by the LCD got rid of all my denominators. And now I have a simple linear equation I need to solve. Since there's only a 1 in front of this parentheses, I don't need it anymore. So I have x plus 2. Distribute the negative 5 in. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. Equals 6. On the left-hand side, I have like terms. X minus 5x is negative 4x. 2 plus 20 is plus 22. Equals 6. Now I need to get x all by itself, so I'm going to subtract 22 from both sides. So I get negative 4x equals 6 minus 22 is negative 16. Divide both sides by negative 4. And I land up with x equals negative 16 divided by negative 4 is positive 4. Am I done? I have a solution, but no, remember you must check your solution against the restrictions. And looking at the restrictions, is 4 allowed? No, 4 is not a valid solution as it turns this denominator and this to 0. Therefore, the only solution I got didn't work. Therefore, there is no solution to this problem.